Om Swastiastu. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you this afternoon? I hope all of you have a great day today. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Putu Indah Gayatri, and I'm from 11 Social Science 3. On this occasion, I want to tell you a story from Bali. And the title is The Legend of Kebo Iwa. So yeah, just keep on watching. Once upon a time in Bali, a man and his wife were praying. They have been married for a long time but did not have any children. They asked God to give them child. They prayed and prayed. God finally answered their prayer. The wife then got pregnant and they had a baby boy. They were very happy. The baby was extraordinary. He was very much different from other babies. He ate and drank a lot. The baby continued to cry. Maybe he's hungry, said his mother. But this has been breastfed, he still continued to cry. He trying to reach the restaurant table. Try to give a rice, darling, said her husband. Surprisingly, he far away quickly and finished the whole plate. Day after day, he ate more and more. His body was getting bigger and bigger. And by the time he was a teenager, his body was as big as a buffalo. People then started to call him Kebo Iwa. Because of his eating habit, Kebo Iwa's parents spent a lot of money to buy his food in a large month. They finally went bankrupt. They gave up and asked the villager to help them provide the food. The villager then worked together to cook and build a big house for Kebo Iwa. He was like a giant. He could not stay in his parents' house anymore because of his big body. Sadly, after a few months, the villager also could not afford to cook him the food. They then asked Kebo Iwa to cook his own food. The villager just prepared the raw materials. News of Kebo Iwa's strength naturally reached the king of Bali, and as he listened to the story of this boy, he had an idea for how Kebo Iwa would help the Balinese people. You see, the king was very worried because Gajah Mada, who was a chief minister of the Majapahit Empire on the neighboring island of Java Shore and all threatening to conquer all of Indonesian island, including Bali, the king thought Kebo Iwa might be answer this prayer. And so he invited the young man to the palace and explained the trouble. Kebo Iwa offered his service to help his word to the king. He would never allow Majapahit Empire to conquer Bali. Meanwhile, the troops of Majapahit were planning to attack Bali. They knew about Kebo Iwa, and they also knew that they could not conquer Bali with Kebo Iwa there. Kebo Iwo was more powerful than they were. Gajah Mada, the Mahapati chief minister of Majapahit, then planned something. They were pretending to invite it to Kebo Iwo to Majapahit to have them dig some wells. They said that Majapahit was suffering for a long dry season and needed much water. Kebo Iwo did not know the plan. So he went to Majapahit. When Kebo Iwo was busy digging a very big well, the troop covered the well. Kebo Iwo had a difficulty in breathing and buried alive. He died inside the well. After the death of Kebo Iwo, Bali was conquered by Majapahit. Until now, people still remember Kebo Iwo because of he had done a lot of Majapahit and Bali. The stone head of a legendary Kebo Iwo can be found in Puragado Temple in Batu. The moral of the story is that we must always be on the lookout for anything that could harm us. And be brave in every situation because a good thing will follow you when you have a positive thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough for me. Thank you for your kind intention. Om Santi 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 Om.